Oh, let me actually change the thing. Um. OMG, human car 2. Yeah, no, I have to change this. Um. Oh, wait, I have to mute my stream because I can hear myself right now. Let me. Hmm. There. Okay. Hello, guys. How are we doing? I redeemed first, so you. Hmm. Okay. I. Okay, chat. Yes, I remember. This is my same Higurashi scene from earlier for OBS, so I think I kept chat up there because I think that's better, right? It was just the day I entered before you that I can't forgive. Yeah, yeah. If it's like, you enter first, then that's when you can forgive it. But if you enter first and then don't redeem, and then someone else enters after you and then redeems, that's you're obliged to give them it. Mm, okay, let's go. Watanagashi, the most possibilities. Cotton drifting chapter. How is your taste of life in Hinamizawa? A curse or a conspiracy? I believe you have fully enjoyed everything and everyone seeming suspicious. Here at last. You sound terrible today, do I? People have been saying like my voice has been sounding on stream. Like last time, Gary was asking if I sounded sick or something, but I don't know. I don't. I don't feel sick, so I'm not sure. Maybe I need to drink more water. I'll drink some more water. Considering there's a lot of reading, I'm gonna go fill up more water. He always sounds terrible. I see. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. How is your taste of life in Hinamizawa? A curse or conspiracy? I believe you have fully enjoyed everything and everyone seeming suspicious. Here at last. It is no surprise attack, but a real, direct incident. Please enjoy it. The difficulty is lower than Onikakushi, but extremely vicious. What do you mean the difficulty is lower? Is there difficulties to Higurashi? This ain't Monster Train? It has changed. It is now no longer Monster Train. I believe it should be changed. Yes, it is changed. I wonder, yeah. Alright, let's go. Let's start this. I just tapped. Why are there 8 people here? I was just like looking to just check and see. I just started stream like 4 minutes ago. How are there 8 people here? I will not quench your thirst, for you seek the truth and could not accept that. I will not quench your thirst for the... Oh, well, I couldn't finish. This is a work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons or organizations is entirely coincidental. Go back? How do I go back? Can I go back? Exit? Okay. You want me to start from... let's see. Okay, let's try this. Exit to menu. And we could speedrun this time. Just click, 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 click. I guess I have to read fast. It's always these opening things that I forget about. Or that I need to go fast. Okay, that's right here. I will not quench your thirst, for the truth you desire does not exist. But I still want to quench your thirst, for I am the one who cast you into the desert. Frederica Berncastel. And there's something in backwards that I can't read? Or is that like a made-up language? I'm not sure. AD 1983, the early summer of the 50th year of the Showa era. It doesn't look changed to me. I see it on my side. Maybe it'll take a bit to update. The chirping of birds served as my alarm clock. Huh? Wasn't today Sunday? Wasn't it basically my style to stay up late on Saturday and sleep through the morning on Sunday? Why was I waking up at this disgustingly wholesome hour? So, just to recap, in the last time, we uncovered a bunch of stuff going with the Onikakushi, and there's a bunch of just weird stuff. Mion and Rena died. I think it was we killed them. It was, we figured out. And then we ended up dying. So, we'll see what happens from here. Back to sleep, back to sleep. And this phone sounds so realistic.
Keiichi, 起きてる? 電話よ.
At that moment, the sound of my mother calling me from downstairs finally registered. Phone call? I sprang out of bed abruptly and stampeded noisily down the stairs. He's awake. I'll put him on right now. My mother informed the person on the other end of the line.
もしもし。俺、どちら様?
And it's Rena.
おはよう、ケイチくん。お寝坊さんだね。
レナか。こんな朝っぱらから何の用だ
So
よ。
it seems like everything has gotten back to normal.
朝っぱらってことはないと思うな。もうお昼だよ。
And it's like very normal actually, like surprisingly, more like weirdly normal. It was 11 o'clock. I guess you could loosely consider that the middle of the day.
で、なんか用か?
Well, you know, considering I woke up 2 p.m. today, I'll say that's not that bad. I guess living in the countryside where you have less distractions, maybe. It's wholesome again, yeah. Living in the countryside, you're more likely to wake up early because you have more to do, I guess? I don't know.
ちょっと待ってね。今、みーちゃんに変わるよ。
Good morning, ケイちゃん。日本語で言うならおはよう、ケイちゃんってとこかな。
ついでに中国語とドイツ語とロシア語でも言ってみろ。
ニーハオ、ケイちゃん。グーテンモルゲン、ケイちゃん。ロシア語ダズビダーニャ。
Does she know that? I have no clue.
まあいいや。
But that was good for her, like, listing that off right off the bat.
バカな話してたら目が覚めた。
Like, she had no hesitation in that.
そりゃ結構なことで。でさ、ケイちゃん今日暇？ケイちゃんが大丈夫なら全員揃うんだけどな。
Everybody? Did she mean all the club members?
まあ普段の激戦を思えば休日くらいのどかになんて思ってるかもしれないけど、そりゃ甘いよ、ケイちゃん。
へいへい。あらゆる環境に対応して最善手を模索するのが我が部の趣旨だもんな。つまり休日だろうとお構いなしってわけだ。
おお、ケイちゃんも我が部のことが分かってきたね。
Okay, so this is still... He's recently moved in. It seems like it is... Yeah, he's recently moved to the city, or the countryside, or the town, whatever I'm saying.
でどう？
So it's
これさ。
around the same timeline, I'm guessing? Let me see. Every day but I can spend... You're too night... Okay. Okay. I had absolutely nothing planned that day. If I were to fuse Club President Mion's invitation, what other fun ways to pass the time would I have?
別に予定なんかねえし。嫌だって言ったら、不先輩扱いでどんな罰ゲームを課せられるやら。
そこまで分かってるなら断れないよね。もし OK ならいつもの待ち合わせ場所に1時集合。街へ行くから自転車で来てね。
Club activities in town? Well, we could do them anywhere. Besides, since it was a new venue, there was no way this wasn't going to be intense.
私、おとといの赤杯かなり根に持ってるからね。今日ははっきり言って負けないよ。
The narrow loss a couple days ago. So is this... Okay. Is this completely new, or does this take place sometime after we did stuff in 1? A couple of days ago was Friday's club activities. That uncompromising poker match. Did they do poker? It was a fight to the death. Nobody held back. Nobody could tell who was in the lead or who was last until all the points were tallied. In the end, I won by only 1 chip. Okay, no, I don't remember doing something like this. Mion came in second. Damn it! To think if I hadn't squandered that 1 chip! Mion lamented. Thus, perhaps more so than the fact she lost the match. Mion doesn't lose. That's why Mion only whined when she let the champion's throne slip through her fingers. How would this take place? Not exactly after 1, but I didn't know if it was maybe a branching timeline type of thing. Like, something happens in 1, right? And one direction was what happened in 1, and then the direction that's happening right now is something happened in that game. I didn't know if it was a game we played in the past, and it's paths branched off, and we're exploring a different path, you know? So I don't know. That's why she was more frustrated than anybody over a close loss. So, did she mean for today to be a grudge match?
上等だ。おととい同様、一気に畳んで罰ゲームさせてやるぜ。せいぜい自分がやらされても辛くない内容にしとくんだな。
Okay. I want to see Rika.
そうこなくっちゃ。
We will see her eventually, I'm sure. I mean, you probably know when she's gonna appear.
つぶしがいがないもんね。
After that, we exchanged jeers for a bit before hanging up the phone. As I headed back upstairs, hastily to get the key to my bike, I bumped into my mother as she was carrying an entire futon?
あら、ケイチ。上機嫌みたいね。お出かけ？
そんなとこ。俺、みんなと街に遊びに行ってくるから。
いってらっしゃい。
Okay, yeah, Surplus didn't read this chapter either. Yes, I remember. I remember you told me.
車に気をつけるのよ。夕飯までには帰ってくるのよ。
へいへい、ちゃんと帰ってくるって。
After unlocking the chain from my bike in the garage, I revealed a bit in the resistance the slightly stiff pedal gave as I pushed on it. I might have to lower the audio here. Let's lower the stuff. The text speed, I didn't want to change that, but there's no way to reset to default, so nothing I can do. I wish there was a master volume. There, let's do that. Alright, let's go. I set off on my bike, cutting through the refreshing morning air. And the audio is fine comparative to stream, right? I'm not too, overpowering or too quiet comparatively to the audio. Oh, she's wearing this outfit. Higurashi merch is impossible to get. Do they not make it that much? Or do they not? Yeah. I'm guessing, not because not many people buy it. It's not many people make it, I'm assuming.
遅いよ遅いよ。
ああ、待たせたな。
Very sad.
あれ、貞子とリカちゃんは？
Is there more Umineko merch?
あの二人はここで待ち合わせるより直接街で合流した方が早いよ。
It's mostly in Japan. I see, okay. Oh, I see. If I remember correctly, Satoko and Rika-chan's house were on the other side past the school.
そうそう。街で部活ってどういうことだよ。まさか。みんなで覆面をして日が暮れるまでにいくつ
What is
銀行が襲えるか
Rob
ってい
banks?
う
Do
の
they
じゃねえ
have
だろうな。
multiple banks in this small town? Haven't looked at Well, I thought like if you were looking into Higurashi merch, I assumed that there would be Umineko merch alongside it. You know? Like, the websites that sell Higurashi merch would probably have Umineko merch as well, I would think.
別にそれでもいいけど、それでも私は負けないけどね。
みーちゃんってね、なぜか現金輸送車の順路とか時間とかをいつもレナに教えてくれるんだよ。
Okay. I understand this might be a throwaway thing. This also feels kind of important.
なんでだろうね。なんでだろうね。
What? I spun around with a serious look on my face and looked at Mion. Well, it certainly seemed possible that Mion was capable of doing that.
マジかよ、ミオン。
レーナー！パダ、何言ってんの？
みーちゃんごめんね。みーちゃんごめんね。
Can you shrink your model even more? This was the model I used last time. When I like this was the size I used last time when we did the other thing. That bright laughter was the best match for a beautiful day like today.
おい、二人とも。
There, I just shrunk it a bit. I hope that's enough. If you want, it's covering words. I see. Okay.
サトコとリカちゃんが先に待ってるんだろ。じゃれてないで早く行こうぜ。
Around and around, fooling about like two fluttering butterflies. I earnestly wish I could just keep watching them like this. But the five of us together would be absolutely more fun.
そうだね。じゃあ行こっか。
目標は10億強奪。
1 billion?
山分けしたらみんなで高飛びだぜ。
Does the net worth of all the townspeople even equal like a quarter of that amount? In Hinamizawa? The three of us on our bikes headed over the gently sloping hill towards town. Accelerating hard, we crested the hill. Oh, I've never seen that background before. I don't think I've seen this one either. These are, this makes it seem a lot more built. 1 billion yen? Okay, yeah, it's 1 billion yen. That's what? $10 million? Still. I don't know how big this town is. Cause in the, but honestly, this is, seeing this is like, and the previous thing, this is a lot more built up than I thought it was. I thought it was like just a town, like, you know, kind of in the middle of nowhere. Not much. But this is a lot bigger than I thought. I occasionally come to the station here. Considering the amount of effort it takes to get here, though, it was quite a hassle. This is a neighboring city, I see, okay. That's why I didn't know much about the area around the station. Or Okinomiya itself, for that matter. The street we were headed down today was, of course, unfamiliar to me as well. Yeah, okay, this neighboring city looks a lot more built up then. Going through the railway crossing, we headed past the south end of the station.
こっち側は来るの初めてだな。
Yeah,
こっちにはね、
you've never been here before.
ゲームセンターとかおもちゃ屋さんとかがいろいろあるの。みーちゃんが詳しいよ。
ゲーセンもあるのか。俺、前は結構通ってたからな。ゲーマーの血がうずくぜ。
His gamer's blood.
ゲーセン通いなんて、ケイちゃん不良だね。今度来た時に案内してあげるよ。結構台数を揃えたいい店があるから。
Seems like, excuse me. It seems like the town of Okinomiya was Mion's stomping grounds. If I asked her, she could tell me a lot of things about it. Eventually, we came across a store with quite a few bikes parked in front of it. So yeah, this is just a toy store here, I guess. Yeah, nothing. Okay. And I've tried looking for like anything that stood out, but nothing really. Just a toy store. I'm guessing these are like apartment buildings or something. Was this the arcade? No, it was just a smaller shop. Looking at the window display, it seemed like your everyday toy shop. But for almost 10 kids to be filing in and out of the store, they were doing almost too well for
ひょっ
themselves.
としてあの店で今日何かイベントでもあるのか。
その通り。優勝賞金は5万円。
That's a good bit of money.
5万円なんだよそれ。ケイチ王国の5年分の GNP に匹敵するぞ。
GNP of the People's Republic of Keiichi 5 times over. So he has $100 to his name. Honestly decent. Two cute figures messing about the front of the store noticed us and waved their hands.
皆様方
Oh, there they are.
お待ちしてましたよ。おはようございますなのです。
おはようリカちゃん。さとこ、警察が来る前にケリをつける
We
ぞ。
will sell this before the cops gets here. Keiichi, I don't think you should say that
目
to
標
her.
は10億強奪だ。
Alright, what
ケイチ
influence
さんの話が
are
わかり
you...
ませんわ。
You're supposed to have a good influence on them, Keiichi. I don't think this is helping, okay? You're supposed to tell them off when they do something bad, not... encourage them.
遅くなったかな。リカちゃんたちは今来たの？今日は早く終わったのでだいぶ待ってましたですよ。
そりゃあ悪いことしたわ。こっちはケイちゃんがなかなか来なくてさ。
That would be me.
ケイチでは仕方ありませんですよ。
Saying that, Rika-chan stretched up and began patting Mion's head. Hey, wait a minute. Are you solving everything by making me the bad guy?
もちろんケイチさんでなくては務まらない大役でしたよ。
実に嫌な大役だな。こんなので丸く収まると思ったら大間違いだぞ。
I was feeling slightly irritated, so I began to repeatedly smack Satoko on the head. Smack, 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 smack.
ケイチさんがぶったケイチにいじめられてかわいそうかわいそうですよ。
What is happening? Wait, why did... So I don't understand. Why did he hit her? Like, what did she do to be hit?
さとこちゃん泣いてる泣いてる。お持ち帰り。悪い人はレナお姉ちゃんがやっつけてあげるからね。
Wham! Did I get punched? Rena ecstatically wiped the tears, which were probably fake, from Satoko's face while Rika-chan gently patted mine as I lay sprawled on the ground. Yes, this is fine.
やっぱりこれが正しい丸い収め方だよな。
前歯が欠ける前に新しいオチを探した方がいいと思うけどね。
Is this a constant thing that happened? Satsuko cries, Keiichi gets punched? Well then, upsy daisy. In any case, the greeting for today went well. Inside the toy shop, there were about 10 boys around the same age as me. Apparently, they all knew Mion, and finding out that she had arrived, they greeted her with jeers, a few at a time.
みーちゃんはこのおもちゃ屋さんの常連なの。だから友達もすっごく多いの。
Oh, considering she's a regular, I'm surprised we never got brought here initially.
おもちゃ屋の常連って何なんだ？
ほらケイチさん、奥をご覧なさいませ。
Following Satoko's prompting, I took a look. There were chairs lined up at tables, almost like some sort of birthday party. I realized it immediately. Yeah, this reminds me of like... If you guys ever had a birthday party at a pizza place, and it's like there's the room that they had for the birthday parties, and they like have all the chairs and stuff lined up there. That's what this reminded me of.
まさかこれって部活の会場なのか？
驚いたかいケイちゃん。私この店のおじさんと仲良しでね。
Oh, we're gonna meet the owner?
たまに客寄せイベントってことでゲーム大会を開かせてもらってるんだよ。
Expand his customer base, I see. Meaning, all the boys livening up the place were participants?
そうなの。いつもは5人だけど、今日はもっともっと大勢での部活なんだよ。
Okay. Rena was innocently happy about being able to play with so many people, but my expression grew noticeably stern.
ケイチさんの考 えてること手に取るように分かりましたよ。
The anime has a way of switching events around. Okay. I wonder what other event this could be then.
ほう。じゃあ、試しに行ってみ
Or
よ
like
う。
what other event there could be before this one. Is it another slice of life one?
言うぞ。せーの。
These are all enemies! Satsuko's voice and mine blended together in harmony. We looked over at the participants. After all, the top prize was 50,000 yen. My eyes lit up like a flame.
ね、ケイちゃん。今日は楽しめそうでしょ。
まあな。ライバルが何人増えようが、狙うものに変わりはないさ。
ライバル？はあ、ケイちゃん。クジラが水を飲むとき、今飲んだ水の中に何匹シラスが混じっていたか、いちいち数えてると思う？
She said that in an unpleasant voice, laughing with the aggressive glint in her eyes reserved solely for club activities. Damn it, Mion. She's as serious as she can get today.
本気なのは私だけじゃないよ。ほら、リカちゃんを見てごらんよ。
Dude, they're still doing this thing where they read his mind. I swear they're just able to do this. Like they do this thing where they're like, oh, we can read your face. No, they are. This is bugging. It was bugging me since the first chapter. There's some way that they can read his mind. Mion pointed, looking at where her finger directed me.
なんだありゃ。
Rika-chan was using those kinds of traits. Do you really think they have mind reading powers? Like the people of Hiramizawa, because there's still that scene that I have in my mind of what was it? Of Tomitake-san and the woman, and everything that he thought of, they replied with on the night of the I forget what the festival, the cotton picking festival, or the cotton throwing festival, whatever. I can't remember the Japanese name, but there was he says that is true, but there's some type of mind reading or something like that, because something about that was because the fact that he's not from Hinamizawa, he's even a stranger to me, because how is he able to do that? So there's something about that that's just off for me. I don't know if it's something related to Keiichi then. Maybe there's something special about Keiichi that allows people to read his mind. But I don't know. Rika-chan was using those kinds of traits to soften up the group with an almost excessive pleasantness.
僕も頑張るのですよ。ファイト、王なのです。ファイト、
Okay, why is there one kid saying that? Completely emasculated, the group joined Rika-chan in a chair. The inside of the store had been consumed by the world of Rika-chan. Damn, she's already chomping at the bit.
今日は楽しくなりそうだね。頑張るよ。はう。
It seemed that Rena was also unusually fired up by the large crowd. Hopping about and running around, she had entered entirely into cute mode. In Rena's case, the real fun starts when her tension gauge fills up. Her happy-go-lucky attitude bellied the fact that this was the state in which she was the most threatening. Mion was making small talk with some of the regular customers she was acquainted with. It was like business as usual with her. Of course, if anybody thought that Mion looked ordinary, they were not qualified to be in our club. The shadow beneath her feet was exuding killer instinct, rising up like a chill wind.
ミオンめ、恥も外聞も捨てるくらいに本気だな。
ケイチさん知らないんですの？賞金の5万円、ミオンさんの自腹でしたよ。
what? Okay. Not the shopkeeper who's holding it? What? She was putting out the 50,000 yen all by herself? At that moment, a dark miasma that warped Mion's surroundings began to appear.
ん？何？ケイちゃん。私の顔に何かついてる？
What is that sound you made, Keiichi? I don't even know what to say for that, so I'm not going to. A shiver crept up my spine. That Mion, cornering herself like that. She was pulling out the demon lurking within her. She's gonna release her Sigma. Fine with me. Damn it. My knees are shaking like crazy. Before I realized, the store had filled up with even more people. However, the looks in their eyes weren't confrontational. They were looks of expectation and curiosity. They were the eyes of onlookers who were wondering what kind of match was going to occur and who was going to win.
最高の舞台じゃないか。
She has two wolves inside of her, yes.
面白くなってきやがったぜ。
ケイチくん頑張ろうね頑張ろうね
I don't understand. Why is she in cute mode? What is cute about this? I honestly could understand everything else, but what about a tournament and there being people there, like more people than usual, makes this cute? Rena was already fully charged. Mortal laws and common sense held no power before the might of Rena in her cute mode. I definitely didn't want to fight her, if possible. Oh, see, now there's not only one guy, now there's an actual gallery.
はい頑張りますですよ
Rika-chan, who was exuding way too much charm no matter how you looked at it, had already won over most of the onlookers to her side. Nonchalantly avoiding things had always been Rika-chan's creed, but for her to be so blatantly laying out her machinations like this, something was definitely strange. Like Rena, she was somebody who I didn't want to fight, if I could help it.
もちろん一番戦いたくないのはミオンさんですけどね
何度か部活で奴と視線をくぐったが、今日ほどヤバいと思う日はないぜ。
ミオンさん一昨日のポーカーで負けたの相当根に持ってるみたいでしたよ
Yeah, she even made the cash prize and everything. Oh, they have Pez over here. That's funny. But this toy store, I just realized, there's like, okay. I understand that you have toy stores, right? And like you have bigger ones than this, but this is like a very compact toy store. There is a lot of stuff. Like look at this. There's stuff all up here. There's stuff back here. There's stuff down here. There's like things even like this toy store has a lot of things. Went to see a North Parade type thing for Christmas, and a person on megaphone tried to hype the crowd, and one guy whistled and it quickly stopped once they realized no. It's always sucks. I'm not someone to join in for like the cheering thing, but if it's like a crowd thing and it's like, you know, they're trying to clap, I always try to join in because I can't imagine being the person who's on stage and trying to get the crowd to do stuff, and like, you know, you have to be into it, and then it's like you just feel like the stupidest person in the world. So I try to join in when I can.
らしいな。つまり今日はミオンの復讐のための特設舞台ってわけだ。
Almost as though she was psychic, Mion turned towards us. Her eyes silently conveyed the message. You guys just figure that now? It wasn't just Mion, both Rena and Rika-chan were more pumped up than they'd ever been. Yeah, one's gonna pop up today. Without a doubt, there'll be casualties. What?
私とケイチさんがなんとなく置いてきぼりですわねいかがでございましょう
You're one of the stupid people. I wouldn't go that far. I can understand it's a bit awkward.
なんでしたらスマートに初戦
It
を
was
お手合わ
very
せ願いませ
funny.
んかしら
No, not you too, Risa. No. I would cry if I was that guy. I would just like, I wouldn't be able to show my face again.
そうしよっか。俺もエンジンがかかるまで鳴らしようし。
Is it one round and you're knocked out? My spinal column shuddered like it had been struck by a bolt of lightning, and like a pillar of ice was being jammed into it. Began to freeze. I could almost see the flames backlighting Satoko with their intensity. Even then, while Satoko was displaying a normal smile, it was cold and inhuman, almost as if it were a plastic mask.
そんなに俺を初戦で消したいかよ。
Neither of you shaved that poor guy.
殺気が隠せてないぜ。
あら、
You know,
残念ですわね。
I won't take it that far as Surplus take it. I'll just say that I wouldn't have done the same thing, you know? And if you choose to do that, that's your decision, but I wouldn't have taken that decision.
ケイチさんにしてはなかなか慎重でしたよ。
Without a doubt, it was a trap. I don't know what she had up her sleeve, but if I fought with Satoko during the opening round, my loss would be more than certain if I went against Mion. A pitch black miasma permeated the inside of the store. Did they all want to win that 50,000 yen prize that much? Well, Mion doesn't gain anything. She's like actually loses money if anybody else wins but her. No, that's not right. Yeah, she gets her own money, but that's what I'm saying. If everybody else loses, or sorry, if anybody else wins but her, she loses money. And if she wins, she breaks even. She doesn't get any money. Like, yeah. The only ones competing for the prize money were the casual participants. I was different. I had mistaken this as just a way to fool around on a normal Sunday. But like, I feel, you know, if considering she's friends with the store owner, I feel like the store owner should be the one putting up this money. Mion is just cool. I mean, I guess so. Or the store owner is just cheap like that. In our club, the goal was always the very top of the mountain. An intense flame that no strong winds could extinguish, hot enough to melt any steel, began to burn inside me. The fuse had been lit on this unprecedentedly intense club battle. It was then that the owner of the store told me on in a lackadaisical voice that it was time to begin.
みんないいかな？慶長慶長！
Mion began with the formalities, standing in for the owner and explained the rules of today's tournament. You're only playing to win. There's no second or third place. That's the same rule as our club. There were 15 people participating. We were to split up into 5 groups via draw. And each group would have one winner. Each winner in the first stage would advance to the next order to complete in the final.
さて、各卓の競技方法なんだけど、これは各卓で好きに決めていいよ。このお店にあるゲームなら何を使っても OK。
Oh, wait, it's not even a thing on anything? Sorry. It's not a specific game. It's that you can play any game you want. You just decide amongst yourself. Okay. Already in club mode DEFCON 1. I didn't let the small gap in the rules go
ミオン、
unnoticed.
質問いいか？みんな自分の得意ゲームを主張して決まらないんじゃねえのか？
はあ、そうだね。
Minion banana. That is me. That is what I am.
決まらないと始められないね。
The spectators also nodded along. Okay. It was only natural. There wasn't anybody who would simply cede to their opponent's suggestion.
紳士的に決めてほしいけど、そういう時は店のマスターが決めるってのでいい？
It was an event at a toy store, after all. You'd expect the owner to referee. After that, Mion's rundown continued. It ended with a rule that any losing participants would have to buy the game they lost at. A rather nice proposition for the store. Yeah, the store owner should really have this cash prize. Why is Mion the one paying for it? She's bringing business to the store. First, we used the draw to split into 5 groups. Everybody lined up single file and began to draw tickets that the shop owner had prepared. It was my turn. Alright, time to draw. No matter who I was up against, I'd crush him. At that moment, Mion began to laugh with a hawkish gleam in her eye.
当然わかってると思うけど、部活メンバーには一般参加者とは別に罰ゲームがつくからね。
Is everybody gonna be drawn into different groups and then everybody goes to the finals of the club?
そんなことだろうと思ったぜ。内容はなんだ？
勝者が敗者一人一人に1個命令。
Contrary to how simple it sounded, it was a terrifying eventuality, the subject of which no one could predict. Damn you, Mion. she really planning on parading me around Hiramizawa in cat ears and a banana hammock with a tail attached or something? Why a hammock? Me, yeah. The look on Mion's face told me she wasn't gonna let me off that easy. On top of that, this time it wasn't just the person who finished last who'd have to submit the penalty game.
敗者一人一人に命令。
Submit to the
つ
penalty
まり
game.
ビリでなくても罰ゲームってことだな。
What do you mean the losers get one order each?
そういうこと。
勝者がない場合は部活メンバーが全員途中で脱落したらお流れか？
That's not gonna happen.
ケイちゃん、脳みそは元気？
何？
The look in Mion's eyes became that of a lion bearing its fangs.
我が部の再生映がどう間違ったらこんなひよこども相手に負けるっての？ケイちゃん、初戦で消えて私に恥かかさないでよ。
Even so, I didn't feel threatened. The more into it my opponent was, the stronger I would
いい
become.
だろ。ただミオンにいじめられてたわけじゃないってことを見せてやるぜ。
会おうね。決勝で。
Shall meet in the finals. What is this, like the One Piece? The results of the draw were enough to make you cry. Conspiracy. Yeah, they're all in different groups. All the members of the yeah, exactly. So they're all gonna make it to the finals. How did this happen when the draw was that random? I thought that I was already caught and Mion's puppet strings made me feel uneasy. That was fine though. I'll crush all your petty tricks. Now, where were my opponents? Everybody was headed to the table corresponding to the number on their tickets. Oh. The competition at my table was these two, huh? They look younger than me.
あれ？お前ら学校のクラスメイトだよな。
あ、どうも。
Okay, these are two new people, and they have images, or they have like pictures of them, so it might be important.
富田です。
Omita.
彼は岡村です。
Okamura. Okay. Okamura greeted me by nodding his head. So my opening round was to be against my juniors from school. Just saying, but it seemed like a pretty easy matchup. Lucky! Time to destroy them without mercy!
みんな、
So why do they piss you off?
それぞれに対戦ゲームを決め
They
て。
don't have images in
始めてちょう
OGR,
だ
I
い
see, okay. With Mion's declaration, the inside of the store suddenly became lively. Everyone was yelling their favorite games at each other, trying to gain an advantage before they started. Even my two classmates, who seemed taciturn at first glance, began to fiercely insist on their games as soon as a signal was given. Of course, I would kick those suggestions aside. There was absolutely no reason to pick a game your opponent was good at.
悪いな。どれも知らないゲームなんだ。もっと知名度の高いやつにしてくれ。
Of course, they didn't agree to the games I suggested either. I could only smirk bitterly. Naturally, after 5 minutes, the table still couldn't agree on a game. Obeying the rules, we asked the store owner to decide on a game. Clearing his throat, the shop owner brought over a board game from the back of the store. It was a game called The Game of Life? Dude, there's no way they're playing The Game of Life. Quite the vintage. Vintage? I wouldn't say that. Come to think of it, if you lose, you have to buy this game. That damn shop owner was using this competition to get rid of all the games he couldn't
これ
sell.
なら俺も知ってるよ。二人も知ってるよな。ルーレットを回してゴールを目指す。最後に生産して一番お金を持ってる
But
やつが
isn't
勝
the
ちだ。
game of life just complete, like, luck? There's, like, no skill at all? The two nodded in agreement, and finally the game was underway. At that time, I already had a feeling of impending crisis. I wouldn't realize why until the game progressed a bit.
1、2、3、4。出産祝いをもらう。全員から5000ドルもらう。悪いね。
Okay, I built a bit of a lead.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8と。
Yes, there's around 10 choices you can make in the game of life. Okay.
ボーナス。銀行から10万ドルもらう。
Yeah, that's what I remember when I played it. It was like basically all entirely live. What? The tables were turned around in an instant.
1、2、3出世コースに進む
Whoa, that's a good route. For some reason it was censored for me. It was called Millionaire. Okay, no clue why that is. Seemed like my only piece was landing on the steady spaces. I had doubts as to why Mion didn't bring out board games for club activities, but that reason was laid bare to me before my eyes. That's right. I'd only realized it now. This game was completely... Yeah, okay, they do mention it. What could I possibly do to make sure I ended up in first place at the end? But then why is it in my game I have the game of life? The ultimate outcome for this game was decided in a place beyond human hands. How are the other club members doing? My eyes naturally wandered off to the other tables. Is everyone going to be destroying? Mion's table is... What? They weren't doing anything. Are they still not decided on a game? This naive idea existed to distract me from the most frightening possibility that she had already won. Mion was lounging about, leisurely holding some juice she brought from the vending machine outside in one hand. When our eyes met, she gave me a look of ease. It couldn't be. She's already finished? What game was it? That easily? There's a setting in the mod menu about censorship. I don't know if either of you messed with that. I didn't mess with it, no. It was probably too late to be concerned with at that point. Let me check. I have no clue. Excuse me. Only 5 minutes since we started, and her two opponents were already beyond recourse. They were sitting there, slumped over in disappointment, muttering to themselves, trying to figure out where they went wrong. For that, they'd find no answer. Was there any reason for their defeat other than they sat at the same table as Mion? Then, what about Rena's table? The spectators were causing quite a commotion. It looked like the game was Karuta. The shop owner was apparently the one reading out the cards. Rena tended to dawdle along and space out a lot. Wouldn't she have a hard time with this game?
じゃあ読みますよ。犬も歩けばくたびれる。
An explosion, like nuclear bomb goes off. At the same instant, the shop owner began sounding out the words. The card in the question disappeared off the face of the table. No, the face of the earth. Impossible. Where'd it go? It was against Rena's cheek. She was rubbing it there. Yeah, it is. Looking at the card Rena was rubbing against her cheek, it was some anime-themed version of Karuta, which was with rather cute moe illustrations decorating the cards. Basically, it was a picture of a pretty dog girl with a slightly large chest, panting and half in tears as she was being pulled along. Ah, I see. What is Karuta? Is it gonna explain it? Karuta. Playing card, Karta, popular card game. I have no clue. With those types of pictures, even I could play with godlike speed. Of all people to play that game, it had to be Rena. It was entirely possible that her fingertips were on the verge of breaking the sound barrier. Probably dip after the first segment of... Okay, surplus, sounds good. Mion smiled coolly. Seeing no further reason to keep watching, she turned back. After that, the second the cards started being read out, BAM! BAM! Such decisive sounds echoed. Well then, how about Satoko? Oh, she's playing a rather orthodox game. Concentration. Judging from the distressed look on Satoko's face, it seemed like she was struggling somehow. One of the main characteristics of concentration is that the pace of the game speeds up as it goes on. As the number of cards to memorize decreases, it becomes easier to match several pairs in a row. It wouldn't be exaggeration to say the first person to take over the flow of the match can run away as the winner. The cards still in play had decreased. If you had memorized the cards that had been turned over before, you should have a good chance to sweep the table at this point. So this is a memory match game. Satoko probably knew the positions of all the remaining cards. However, her turn came a little too late. If her opponent followed up, the match would be decided.
悪いけど僕も優勝賞金を狙ってるんだ悪く思うなよ
This guy, did he have the locations of the remaining cards memorized? He was completely certain of his victory. The tension on his face relaxed.
決まったな。
I whispered that in a bored manner as I turned my attention back to my own game. I spun the wheel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
そんな
And he messed up.
確かにここはハートのエース
There was a commotion at Satoko's table as the shout rang out. The other two at my table turned around in surprise. I didn't. After all, there really wasn't anything to be surprised about. The onlookers were confounded, most of them certain that the Ace of Hearts should have been there. There's no way. I must be seeing things. It must have been because I was excited. So assured in his victory, the distress over his defeat ran deep. That's how it is. If his opponent wasn't Satoko, then the Ace of Hearts certainly would have been there. What a fool. When you're up against Satoko, you can't let your guard down for a moment until the battle is over.
あらケイチさんの勝負は
So
まだつき
basically
ま
what
せん
I'm
の
saying is in a public tournament for money, they're cheating still. Not just within themselves, they're cheating in public tournaments,
センスないですわね
With a refined tone of voice reserved only for winners, Satsuko called out to me. The casual observer, it must have looked like she only eked out a victory. From my point of view, however, she was only playing around. The roles of winner and loser had already been decided. It was nothing more than child's play. The laughable part about it was that her opponent didn't know his role had already been assigned.
やるじゃねえか。ハートのエースなんておしゃれな罠をかけやがって。
相手を仕留める罠はほんのちょっぴりそれも一個で十分ですのよ
Satsuko was a trapper, but true talent was never having one misfire. Setting off only one trap was more than enough? Ain't that cool. The fact that the other club members were winning one after another with their own brand of play had only added to my impatience at my own lack of progress. Alright, how is Rika-chan doing? How is our club's sly little fox doing? What the heck is that? Over in the corner, the mood at the table was decidedly different from the others. The game at Rika-chan's table was, you know that battery-powered fishing game? One where the fish opened and closed their mouth as they rotated on the platform, and you used a magnetic fishing rod to pick them, that old thing? Seemed they planned on competing by seeing who could catch the most fish, but it had become an atmosphere you can hardly call competitive.
わあ釣れましたですよ
うまいうまいリカちゃんうまいよ
おっとっとまた釣られちゃったよリカちゃんはうまいな
I knew that Rika-chan had already charmed her opponents along with the onlookers before the matches had even begun, but brilliantly played. That corner had become an informal meeting of Rika Furure fan club.
リカちゃんの圧勝だよ
Okay, it's just him now. It's just Keiichi now to win.
リカちゃんお魚釣りうまいんだね
リカちゃんが釣ってるのは多分魚じゃないと思うな。
Hearing that, she glanced over my way briefly. This is my way of getting serious. That's what I heard.
リカにしかできないリカだから許される大技ですわね
Yeah, a masterful technique.
前原さんの番ですよ
ああ、すまんすまん。俺の番か。1、2。脱税の追徴課税
Fined for tax
5万ド
evasion.
ル支払う。
In contrast, my game. What an unseemly situation this was. Noticing the uneasiness creeping across my face, my companions came to see how I was doing.
あれケイチくんひょっとして苦戦かな苦戦かな岡村あなた今いくらぐらい持ってますですの
Okamura, who had wrung lots of money out of the elite course, began to count through a stack of white $100,000 bills.
98万ちょいくらいかな
富田はどれくらいお金持ちですか
Dude, and this guy's probably sitting at like, or like, you know, She's probably sitting at like less than 100K.
うん僕は88万ドルまだまだ逆転できる位置だね
Those two would look like they would easily surpass $1 million.
でケイちゃんはいくら持ってんの
Mion's tone of voice was grim from the get-go. It was her disappointment and disgust as a club president.
仕方ねえだろ。このゲームルーレット回す以外に何も作戦がないんだぜ。イカ様があるとしたらなんだよ。二人に目をつぶって100数えてもらってその隙にルーレットに細工でもするのか。そんなのできるわけねえだろ。
Rika-chan gently pet my head. Did he just yell out loud? How am I supposed to cheat? Like, in front of his opponents? Like, what is that? Still, she wasn't too happy.
プー様ですわね。一度は好敵手と思ったのに幻滅でしたよ。投げちゃダメだよ圭一君。何か逆転があるはずだよ。頑張ろう。最後まで頑張ろう。
Okay. Like I said, how am I supposed to make a comeback with this game relying entirely on luck? Right? Mion? Mion's face, however, was almost unbelievably indifferent, like she was watching something completely unexciting. She then turned her back without saying a word.
おいミオ。
It was a pathetic voice that irked even myself.
失望したよ。みんな本気なのに。ケイちゃんだけは本気になってくれなかったね。
本気ってなんだよ。気合でルーレットの目をコントロールしろってのかよ。そんなのできるかよ。
本気のケイちゃんならそのゲームでも開始10秒で蹴りをつけてたね。
みーちゃん、そんなに怒ることないよ。待ってよ。
Well, she just walks away. Mion, in a bad mood, cast me aside and disappeared into the depth of the shop. Maybe it was because it had become an awkward situation, but the spectators dispersed from around my table. Damn it, are you saying I'm not serious about this? Are you saying that if I were serious, I would have settled this game of chance in like 10 seconds? If I were serious... Everybody was praying for my victory. They believed in me. Did I betray their expectations? Was it because I wasn't serious? Ah!
ゲーム進めます？
The two of them were timidly trying to resume play. I didn't respond to that. The table sunk into silence.
前原君は投了でいいかな。
The owner, thinking I was forfeiting, started to announce the cancellation of the game. At that moment, the demon inside me let loose a howl and awakened. Holy! He's letting free the wolf inside of him. I get it now, Mion. What it means for me to be serious. I'll show you! Bamf! I clamped my hands on their shoulders, speaking in a low voice after pulling them closer.
岡村君、取引しよう。俺を勝たせろ。
The two of them, not immediately understanding what I just said or the meaning behind it, were momentarily confused.
前原さん、暴力はなしですよ。ちゃんとゲームで勝敗を。
話は最後まで聞け。お前らの望みは何だ。優勝して5万円か。
そりゃそうですよ。5万なんて大金。二度とないチャンスですよ。
仮に優勝したとして、お前らその5万で何をする？どんな楽しみ方をする？
The two of them considered it briefly. Okay. I'll let him cook. I'll let him see what angle he's going at, but this is like, this seems kind of stupid to me.
新しいゲーム買うとか、お菓子とか、ジュースとか。
小せえ小せえ。バカかお前ら。
Dude, what is he doing?
じゃあ前原さんが勝ったらどんな楽しみ方があるって言うんですか？
俺か？そこが本題だ。今から言うことを黙って聞け。
Mm-hmm. We club members have a penalty game separate from the casual participants. If we lose, we have to obey a single command from the winner. From another point of view, the winner earns the prize of being able to order the other club members
まず
around.
富田君、君は里子萌えだよな。否定すんな。そして岡村君、君は理科萌えだな。赤くなるな。
I drew the two of them, red-faced and conscious of whether anybody else heard what I said, even closer. What are you saying, Keiichi? Oh my gosh, why? Hi, Ruben. This is a hell of a time to enter stream.
萌え、男の推薦男のロマン。
What are you saying? What men dream about?
例えるなら永遠にたどり着けないエデンの園。
Dude, Keiichi, I wish I had him right here. I could punch him in the face. Like, oh my gosh. What is he saying? What is he saying? This is the worst bit of dialogue I think I've ever read in this, like, even from chapter 1. Keiichi being Keiichi, yeah.
だけど目指すんだろ。それは俺たちのハートに熱い魂が燃えよと叫ぶからだ。
That sensitive age where you couldn't say you liked the girl you liked. Understanding that gave me all the more
俺
power.
が優勝したら富田君、里子を一日首輪付きで君の妹にしてあげよう。
Oh my gosh, dude. Psh. A red fountain spewed from both of Tomita-kun's nostrils. That's why he's the goat.
そして岡村君、君には猫耳リカちゃんに手綱をつけてお散歩させてあげよう。
You'll find he's skilled at manipulating people that say the most horrendous things imaginable. I don't know how they even like why is this something that they want? Blood erupted from the vein in Okamura-kun's forehead.
そんなことそんな
うろたえるな。お前たちは俺に無理やり付き合わされたことにすればいいんだ。前原先輩のわがままの犠牲者なだけいやいやでいいんだよ。分かってる。お前たちの胸の内は全部分かってる。
Dude, okay. I didn't mean to do auto. No, no, no.
俺は
Oh,
廃
wait,
墟
what
の
did I do?
学校生活を送ってきた。
Then I suddenly lowered the tone of my voice. My school life. Okay, was
それがどんなにつまらなく
really doesn't
人
happen
生
in
の大
context
切
like
な
this
時間を
in
浪
future
費したことになる
chapters.
のか。
I know, I'm sure. What is it? I know it's like the slice of life stuff, but this is like still wild to say.
だから後輩のお前たちにはそんな時間を過ごしてほしくないんだよ。自分に素直になれ。夢を追え。そして叶えろ。俺が叶えてやる。俺がだ。
Okay. It was this moment that the values of men bridged generations. Keiichi, you're like 5 years older than these guys. What do you mean bridged generations? Did I ever have a mentor who ever spoke my mind for me so strongly? Never. There's no way there was. That's because in a man's lifetime, he only have 3 faithful encounters. That valuable first time was being experienced right here in this moment with these two. Okay? That's his 3. That's his... Okay.
じゃあいいな。
Higurashi has a very bad reputation. Really? Is it a bad reputation just for these moments? They're minor parts, I think. Well, I find it like to have a bad reputation for these like small parts. I feel you know in the wider story, I find that crazy.
行くぞ。せーの。ゲーム終了。
It was such an assertive declaration of the game's ending that everybody in the store turned over and looked. It had been less than 3 minutes since I was on the verge of forfeit, and all spectators were certain of my loss.
ケイイチさん、どうなりましたの？勝敗は？
俺の完全勝利だ。
なんですって？あの状況、どうやってひっくり返しましたの？
家庭なんか必要ないよな。男と男の決着だよな。ああ、みんな。
Okay. I can see Stripless why you would hate these two now. The two of them, stifling tears of gratitude, answer strongly from the bottom of their hearts. Exactly what kind of miracle occurred here during those 3 minutes the spectators all looked away from my utter disadvantage.
やったよ、ケイイチくん。わーい。
We ranked them like C tier on our roster list. Okay. Keiichi being a good I was just saying earlier at the beginning of stream. At the beginning of stream. That Keiichi was like, you have to be a good influence because he said something. I can't even remember, but it's funny then it leads into this. That guy. Is he able to control the spinner wheel with his eyes or something? It's a miracle. What devilry is this? He's in cahoots with that Mion, you know? There's no doubt he had some strange trick up his sleeve. I looked at the crowd, who couldn't help but be excited. Out of the corner of my eye, now fully awakened and in battle mode, I let out a derisive
こ
laugh.
れが俺の本気ってことだよ。ミオ。
遅えっての。
Baring our fangs at each other, we laughed together in a most unsightly fashion.
じゃあこれで部活メンバーが全員1回戦突破ですわね。ということは今度はみんなで対決だね。対決だね。僕はもう賞金で買うものを決めていますです。もちろんですわ。ねえ。
Okay. Satsuko and Rena smiled, sneered at each other. These guys. Do they really think they can win against Keiichi Maebara when he gets serious?
ミオ。失敗だったな。
Well, this has been a long chapter. I might just end after one here, depending on how long this is.
お前はさっき俺に助言すべきじゃなかったぜ。
They'll buy a car. Yeah.
ひよこが。
With $500, they could. I guess they could. They're in a toy store. They definitely could buy a car.
私に勝つなんて100万光年早いって。
ミオ、光年は距離の単位だぞ。
Keiichi knows that. Okay. Oh, she's embarrassed. She's embarrassed. What was your reaction to the? I mean, I kind of knew that was coming. Because like from beforehand with Dianea and Surplus, like, you know, telling me about Higurashi as they were doing it. I did know that this was going to happen. So it's because I expected it, there wasn't really much of a reaction.
どうするのみーちゃん。5人でどう戦うのかな。かな。
さーて。
All right.
これだけ豪華な面々が揃ったんだからね。今日という日を急ぐのが惜しいよ。
Okay, they're not rushing things.
みーの言ってる意味が難しいです。
まさかてめえ。
Mion's hair flowed elegantly, almost like a cape, as she turned her back to the table.
今日の勝負を部長園崎美音が預からせてもらうよ。勝負方法と日時は未定。ギャラリーは多い方がいいね。
Oh, they're okay. They're saving this for later.
南沢も沖宮も全ての人間の目の前で。
Okay, seems like they're ending here
これ
then.
以上ないくらい
I
決
did
定
not
的
see
な
your
決着
DM.
をつけてあげるよ。
I did not see your DM. No. Oh wait, you mean
い
the
ける気ですの。
which one? The fry one?
いくらみおさんでも
Yes, I did see that. I did see that. Yeah. I wanted to reply to it, but I had no clue what to reply to it, so I just forgot about it and ended up starting stream.
ひよこが生かされたことにまだ気づかんか。
The combative aura billowing out of Mion's body formed a barrier, stopping Satoko's advance.
また会いましょ
We'll
う。
meet
せい
again.
ぜい首でも洗っとくことね。
Okay. With a shrill laugh, Mion left the store. After a moment of silence, the crowd erupted into cheers. When will they resume the contest? Mion's serious. The other members did great too. That new guy Maibara, he's got some strange power. He turned the tables in an instant.
前原さん絶対優勝してくださいよ。
おう、ミオンなんざ逆さにしてサンズの川に叩き込んでやるぜ。
The part of the crowd that apparently overheard the covenant between Tomita-kun, Okamura-kun, and myself erupted into a cheer again. Mion's going to win anyways. She's the undefeated empress. I'm betting on Mion. No, it's gonna be Rena with that ungodly speed. Satoko the trap artist. Rika the siren. Maybe a long shot, but it'll be Maibara. However, right now, I had no ear for these cheerful voices. Setting the stage for this huge match and then running away like that. I wasn't going to forgive Mion. Outside of the store, Mion was getting on her bike as the shop owner was seeing her off.
逃げるなミオン。部長なら逃げるな。俺と戦え。
ごめんケイちゃん、私これからバイト。
Huh? Like, you had seen a sketch comedy show, my legs slipped in the opposite directions until I was doing... What? So he's like running out, and then he just does the splits? I'm confused.
うん。ケイチくんがゲームしてる間にみーちゃんに電話があったの。残念だね。
せっかく暑くなってきたの
We
に。
still don't know what
ついて
Mion's
ないよ。
part-time job is, right? Because I remember talking about it last time as well.
おじさんの店でさ、特売にお客が殺
Oh,
到して
okay,
る
no,
ら
it's
しく
our
て
uncle's
さ、
store. We haven't met
レ
her
ジが
uncle
足り
though,
ない
right?
から助けてって電話があったんだよ。
Enough people to work the register.
おじさんってなんだ？スーパーの店長でもやってんのか？
ささやかなお店だけどね。でもさ、特売やれば主婦が殺到するの常識で読めないのかね。店員足りないのに卵1パックをお一人様1点限り10円なんてやるな。
I was a little surprised. You would never think that this was the club president exuding such a dark aura inside the store just a short time ago. It was the usual Mion right now, almost exasperatingly so. My shoulders slumped. That's right, club mode was over now. But it was really heated today. It was really fun. Damn, Mion, she knows how to fire people up.
私こそ頭がジンジンしびれるくらい燃え上がったよ。
Yeah, it's the same thing. Like, he's thinking this. She knows how to fire people up. And then her, me too. Like, she's replying to him. I just don't get this, like, mind reading thing. Like, the way it is right now, I cannot see there's not a mind reading thing going on here. Or, like, there's something going on.
特にケイちゃん。怖かった。あの場で本当に噛み殺されるんじゃないかって思ったね。
お仕事だから仕方ないけど、本当に残念だね。この続き、本当にやりたいですわね。いつがいいでございましょう。綿流しのお祭りでやるのなんていいですよ。
Watanagashi, that was the festival.
綿流し祭五強爆闘。
Okay, no, so this is before the Watanagashi. Okay. Okay. So something happens at the Watanagashi then, every time.
そうだね。考えておくかな。
Right now, what were Rika-chan and Mion talking about? Watanagashi Festival? Cotton drifting? 5 demon... What?
私、週刊漫画みたいないい加減なノリ大好きなんだ。こんな痛快な部活が近いうちにまたできるといいね。
She laughed with a smile that made you feel refreshed just looking at it. At that moment, the shop owner came out carrying a paper bag. I wonder what it is. Is he giving it to us?
今日はみんな本当にありがとう。おかげでイベントは大盛り上がりだったよ。
Yeah, it wasn't your event though. Mion organized everything. Mion talked to them, and she even had the prize money. Okay, you did nothing.
大したものじゃないけど、これ今日のおだちんに。
あ、吉郎おじさん。私にはないの？おだちん。
Oh, wait, this is another uncle?
かわいいの
Why
が
does
出
she
て
have
き
so
ま
many
したわ
uncles?
よ。
When Satsuko and Rika-chan opened up the bag, there were cute little stuffed animals inside.
わあ、これかわいい。お持ち帰りしていいの？本当に？
ってことは俺のもかな。なんだかやたら可愛いのが出てきたぞ。
It was a stuffed toy wearing a beautiful dress, one you'd use to play house. Rena's eyes were glued to my stuffed doll. Satsuko was the same, and Rika-chan too?
ケイちゃんには一番似合わないのが出てきちゃったね。
なんつうのか、プリティっていうかキュートっていうか可愛いのは認めるんだが、着せ替え人形はちょっとな。
I mean, I would have taken that. Like, the store owner gave something to me, you know? I appreciate it as a
あれな趣味の人
gift.
扱いだね。うん。
Well, you don't walk around with it, obviously, but you just take it home and keep it. Mion didn't have to go that far. This wasn't something that a guy like me should be carrying around. Oh yeah, Keiichi. I forgot Keiichi with his masculinity. He's so masculine. Mayon was the only one who hadn't received a present, so I thought about giving it to her. However, after briefly considering, I gave it to Rena instead. Keiichi's yeah.
くれるの？レナに？ありがとう。
Oh, she's not happy.
方針のためだよ。レナにあげないと夜道が怖い。
違いない違いない。
ミオンにあげようかと思ったけど、ちょっと違うよな。
へへへへ、分かってるじゃない。私さ、どうして男に生まれなかったのかなって思う時あるよ。
女でよかったな。男だったらもうとっくに殺してる。
What does that mean, Keiichi? If you were a boy, I would have killed you already. That's not even a joke. Like, what does that even mean?
今のうちに殺しといた方がいいよ。じゃないとケイちゃん、死んで後悔することになるから。
Mion laughed after saying such an ominous line. Everybody laughed heartily along with her. I don't like. Why are we laughing along to this? What, like, even discounting the stuff that we said in, like, we saw in chapter 1. This is not something you say between friends. Like, I've never gone up to any of my friends and be like, "Ah, you should kill me while you can." It's not even dark. Like, there's nothing like dark humor. Like, I have a friend who was born on 9/11, and then, like, we joke about that. That's dark humor. This is like, I don't even know what this is. This is just making fun of somebody, of killing someone. Everybody laughed heartily along with her. You've got lame-ass friends if they don't say that? Why, do you say that? Do you go around say, "You should kill me while you still can. If you don't, you might not live to regret it." I've basically said that exactly that to my siblings. But for what context? What's the
来
context?
世では神様に男にしてもらえるように頼めよ。
Like, this just doesn't make sense.
俺も男にしてもらうから。
そしたらケイちゃんと組んで軽く全国制覇から始めようかね。
Like, the way you say it, like, matters. Like, it's fine to say, like, it depends on the context, I think. Like, you know, obviously, like, if somebody... That makes more sense. What I was saying. There's a joke saying, like, oh, like, if like, somebody does something really stupid, I'm like, oh, like, what is it? Like, dude, like, I'm gonna murder you. Like, you know, like, that, something like that is fun. But they're just saying here, right? I sometimes wonder why I wasn't a boy. If you were a boy, I would have killed you already. What does that mean? Okay? You should still kill me while you still can. If you don't, you might not live to... You might... Yeah. Like, this just makes absolutely no sense in the context they're saying it in. A lot of us looked like we were having a lot of fun. So it must have been hard to put a wet blanket on things.
じゃあね。今日は最高に楽しかった。またね、みんな。明日学校で。
Okay.
バイト遅刻すんなよ。
Referencing all previous... This does not make sense. No, you can have jokes. This does not make sense as a joke. This does not make sense as a joke. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, the stuff that he's saying makes no sense in context together. Like, if they... Okay, let me tell you how you can make this joke better. If they tied it in to them... Like, when like, if she's like, oh, you should make sure to kill me, otherwise you'll lose the challenge, that makes way more sense. That makes way more sense than, like, if you were a boy, I would have killed you. Surplus, I think you're just not making sense. Ruben's on my side. Here, Ruben sees exactly what I'm talking about here. I think you're the dumb one here, Surplus. Before I knew it, the sun was already setting, and the breeze carried a hint of chill.
もうちょっと街で遊んでいく？それとも帰るかな？暗くなると道が怖いですよ。 では、引き上げ時ですわね。今日は本
Was
当
she
にいっ
the
ぱい
only
騒ぎま
wait,
したわ。
wait a second. Wait a second, wait a second, wait a second. Mion said she left on a bike. They walked here. Rena, Keiichi, and Mion walked here.
そうだな。
Where did she get her bike from?
帰ろうぜ。
Did she steal a bike? The wind blew gently as if to cool down those of us flushed with enthusiasm. She had a bike, right? Or did she just walk away? But there was like but then you see Surplus, that would make sense, but then that had that entire speech just now with the guy with the two boys. Like it doesn't make sense. It's not like he hates men. Like it just what is it? Like it's not like, oh, he looks to kill men or like it doesn't make sense. Like Surplus, everything you're saying makes sense in like or the context of what you're saying, but this joke does not make sense. Like the fry stuff that you're saying, that makes sense. I'm just not gonna say. Yeah.
そうそう。レナさん、圧
Okay,
勝でございましたわね。
The road to Hinamizawa was long, but I don't really mind.
レナがああなっちゃ悪いけど誰にも勝ち目はないな。
Yeah, but the way they said it, it's just not a joke. Like, it just doesn't. It's like the way you're.
すごい
It's like
いいカルタだったんだもの。
it doesn't feel like it. He doesn't. But yeah, it's just like it just doesn't make sense. Like I still like I understand like what you're saying, right? But I still don't understand how you get from that to what he says.
ほら、買っちゃったんだよ。はう。
Oh, okay. She bought the cars. Wait, did she not show? Can I show? You just aren't around cool people enough. I guess so. Maybe not. So okay, because if that's it's a 1 hour bike ride. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, right? Because they walked there, but it's like a long way away. But it seemed like they did walk back. So they didn't ride bikes to get there, otherwise they would have left their bikes. Or like they would have been leaving their bikes there, which doesn't make sense. But then Mion, Rena, and Keiichi walked together there. They didn't ride their bikes together because then otherwise they would take their bikes back. So it just, yeah.
理科にかかれば男どもなんて赤子の手をひねるようなものですわね。
But that's what it is. She could live further away from everyone else. But how did she have the bike at the store that she took? Like, did she ride the bike to the store, then put the bike down, and then walk to Hinamizawa, wait for them, then walk back?
楽勝だったのです。
どこまで計算づくでどこまでが天然なのか。リカちゃんの行く末が実に怖いな。
さとこちゃんだってすごかったね。
She could have, yeah. That's a lot of travel that she would have done then. Considering she also had to prepare, like, it's definitely possible she could have done that, but she would have had to, considering she also had to prepare some stuff, I'm assuming, earlier on. Yeah, that's what like, she lives in Hinamizawa, so I don't understand how she had a bike there. Like, that means she would have had to ride her bike there, place it, then walk back to Hinamizawa, get them, and then walk back. That's the only way she could have done it, but that just seems, I don't get why she would have done that. Two bike theory, yeah. She just has a bike at the store always to just use. That could be a thing. She just has a bike
最後は大盛り上が
at
りだ
the
った
store
よ。
always that she can use whenever. You're putting more thought into this than the actual mystery? Well, because the mystery is meant to have a lot of gaps into it, and there's a lot of gaps that I can't solve right now. But this is supposed to be something that happens, and then we just glance over it. But there's a lot of plot holes in the stuff that we're supposed to glance over. So I can't help but think about the plot holes here, but for the actual mystery, they put plot holes here for the purpose. So I just go through and I'm like, okay, the plot holes will be solved eventually.
褒められるようなゲームではありません
You
で
could
すよ
solve, well, you could probably solve the whole thing from chapter 1. It's not a plot hole, it's a hole. There, is that better?
圭一も最後はとうとう牙を剥きましたです
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's not something people normally do. If you have friends, right, that live in the same area from you, and you're going to a place that you need to meet up, do you ride your bike to the area that you're going to, like, let's say the mall, then you walk back, and then go meet them, and then walk with them? Just speculate. I see, okay.
まあな。俺は追い詰められてからが強い男なんだ。
富田さんたちなんだかすっごく応援してましたけど何ですかしらね富田と岡村に何か約束してましたで
I'm
す
continuing with the chapter.
きっと内緒話なのですよ内緒話
Oh, and she's mad.
なんだろ
Oh
う
no,
ね
never mind. She thinks it's cute that he has a secret.
男には時に戦いを通じてしか語り合えないものがあるんだよ。
Oh yeah, Keiichi back again with his man thing, because he's a man. Desperately laughing, I frantically tried to avoid the subject. After that, everyone continued to praise each other for how they defeated their opponents, and reflected on how fun it was today.
見てごらんなさいませ夕日が綺麗でございますわよ
Satoko, getting even more excited, pointed, waiting where her finger indicated was an immense sunset, casting even longer shadows of us on our bikes. The cries of the Higurashi were gentle and very comforting. How do you solve chapter 1? Oh, the mystery from chapter 1, I see, okay. Oh, did they okay, so they were on their bikes. Who is Mion's uncle? Oh, there we go. We can do this tips, and then I will probably end stream for today. View new tips.
うんごめん今日はさ急におじさんの店のバイトが入っちゃってさ
なんだじゃあ今日の部活はお流れってわけか。
いや申し訳ない
Mion put her hands together in apology and grinned.
そんなに部活がやりたかったらおじさん抜きでやってもいいけど部活ロッカーにゲームがいっぱい入ってるからさ
You really want to do club today? Then okay.
どれか適当に選んで
The club locker was the trans-dimensional space from which Mion pulled games whenever we met for club activities. I wondered how so many freaking games could be stored in the locker. It was even smaller than the one with the cleaning supplies in it. I don't know why that was so difficult for me to read. Trans-dimensional space, yes, Diana. OMG, trans reference. Besides those games, there was also a cornucopia of suspicious objects, costumes for the punishment games. If we lined them up all on the floor to sort them out, they would definitely fill the entire classroom.
やめとく。俺がいじったらロッカーの中身がドサドサって溢れてきそうな気がするよ。
そうだね素人は手を出さない方が無難かも
Wait, I
し
wonder
れ
if
な
I
い
go... Yeah, okay, so they were on their bikes. Okay, so it didn't matter. They did actually go together on their bikes. Good to know. Mion gave a hearty laugh, implying that the only ones who could do so was the club president.
みー、先生が体育倉庫の鍵を探してますですよ。心当たりはありませんですか？
Yeah, so you did that whole rant for nothing? Maybe they should have made it more obvious, right? Instead of just putting it at a line in the end, Maybe they should have said, instead of we walked back, we rode our bikes back, you know? That would have been a lot easier.
あれ
And it would also made more
私
sense.
職員室に返せなかったっけ？
But did I not? By the way, is chat good here? Or should I put it on the other side? Where do we like it better? Do we like it here? Or do we like it here? It's fine? Okay. Mion said, feeling about in her pocket. Judging by her expression, she must have planned on returning it, but it was still in her pocket.
ほら、やっぱりミオンさんですのよ。私、絶対そうだと確信してたでございますわ。僕も大正解なのですよ。さとこと一緒に大正解なのです。
I think it would be cool. I feel like there's maybe like if like some artists or something probably could make more fits for them. Like, you know, as a separate mod, obviously, that you can maybe add to this. I think that would be cool. Excuse me, but I don't know. Okay, Surplus, thanks for stopping by. This is probably the only chapter we're gonna do today, so yeah, this was a really long chapter. I guess the first one back is gonna be really long, but yeah. Alright, Surplus, have a good night. Giggling, Satoko and Rika-chan clapped their hands together in celebration.
やかましい。
Slap, clap. Mion elbowed Satoko and Rika-chan in their heads, then headed for the teacher's lounge. I think the longest segment is 10 hours long? When I have to get that segment eventually at some point, I am gonna be doing that over multiple streams.
あ、そうだ。二人とも聞いたか？今日はミオン、バイトがあるから部活はお休みだとさ。
あら、そうなんですの？それはつまらないでございますわね。みー。
Oh, wait, she said it! Is this the first time she said it? The two of them made disappointed faces. Whatever anyone said, Mion's club was always the number one thing I looked forward to when going to school. It wasn't hard to agree with their melancholic expressions after hearing it. Wouldn't be happening today.
ミオンってバイトをやってるんだよな。あいつ一体何のバイトをしてるんだ？
Well, Mion's got a... Okay. Whenever Mion canceled club, it was usually because of her job. However, it also didn't seem like she went there every day. She would go there 2 or 3 days in a row, then not go at all for a while. Sounded like a pretty damn random part-time job.
別に決まったお店でお勤めをしてるわけではないのです。
決まってないってことは、じゃあ日雇いってことなのか？
Mion wearing socks and a helmet, sweating to death in a factory. I couldn't imagine such a thing.
ミオンさんはおじさんの店にお
Why did
休
he
みが
have
出
to...
たりする
Okay,
と
wait.
応援に駆けつける
Why
便
did
利
he
屋さん
specify?
なんだそうですわ。
Okay, wait. Okay, yeah. Why did he specify? Wearing socks and a helmet. Doesn't she wear socks? No, wait. Yeah, doesn't she wear socks to school? And why does he have to specify socks and a helmet? Those are two, like, he could have said, like, you know, like overalls or like glasses or like, why do you have to say those two things?
ああ、なるほどな。そういえばおじさんのとこでバイトなんて話、前にも聞いたことがあるような気がする。
お店を持ってるおじさんがいっぱいいるので、ミーは引っ張りだこなのです。
There's a lot of uncles who own shops? Yeah, that's what it seemed like. I mean, she had 2, and I feel like I remember there's another one as well. A lot of them?
あら、ケイチさんはご存知ありませんの？沖宮にはミオンさんの親戚の方がやってるお店って結構いっぱいありますのよ。
It feels like... I don't know why. Maybe it's not necessarily the... Oh, no, it's Okinomiya. Okay, never mind. It's Okinomiya. I thought it was Hinamizawa, but yeah, Okinomiya.
へえ、それは知らなかった。
I wonder why they all own
そんな
stores,
にいろ
though.
いろあるのか？
パ さんとか八百屋さんとかラーメン屋さんと
Bro,
か
I'm hungry right now. Don't tell me about
他に
food.
もまだまだ。あの部活をやったおもちゃ屋さんもそうなんですのよ。
I was dumbfounded. That's amazing.
ミオン
Wait,
の
the
一族
other
って
day? So this is a few days
何気
after?
に詳細があるんじゃないのか？それだけ色々あるってのもなんだかすごいよな。
他にもサラ金屋さんとか地上げ屋さんとか
Okay.
米倉屋さんとかス
Why do you
モ
have
ークランド屋さん
to...
と
Why do you
か
know that, Rika? Aren't you like 12? Why do you know that?
いろいろやってると言ってますです。
Okay, a couple weird things came up that time, but still. I can tell it was pretty extensive.
あいつに小銭を借りると妙に返却期限にうるさいのはサラ金屋の血が流れてるからか。納得納得。
ミーにお買い物代を借りたことをころりと忘れてしまったら、耳を揃えて返さんと身売りして風呂に沈めたると。とすご
Yeah,
ま
why
れま
would
したの
Mion...
です。
Mion, you're the oldest. You're not supposed to be saying these things. Rika-chan being sold into the entertainment industry to pay off her debts. What? Keiichi, you need to be locked in
お風呂
prison.
に沈められて溺れ死ぬなんておまぬきにも程がありますわね。
This guy needs to go to jail. Huh? She doesn't really get it, does she? Recently, she seemed so unspoiled. Rika-chan and I gave her a pat on the head.
なぜ撫でられるんですの？さとこはいい子さんですから、なでなでなのです。
Satoko was lost in confusion, but she seemed to understand she was being made fun of. That's 8 by code. Yeah, I know, understand it's later from what Surplus has told me since he started reading from chapter 3, right? But, like, I do not see how Keiichi is Surplus's goat yet. Okay, end of chapter 1. Seems like a good place to end for now. You'll see 60 hours down the road. Okay. Sounds good. We're 60 hours down the road, so like in chapter 7? Okay. Alright. Maybe, okay. I think that'll be it from me then for today. Good start. That was a lot longer than I thought it was. I thought we were gonna get through 2 chapters, but that was just 1. I know you said this was the longest one, Diana, but yeah, that's nice. I always think like what is it? Taking a break and coming back to this, I think is good. But I need to go get some food because I'm starving right now. I'm gonna eat my curry and then I'll probably make a sandwich after because I'm like starving. 2 and 8 seem to be long. So okay. All right. Well, thank you everyone for stopping by the stream. I appreciate it, and I will be back with more Higurashi When They Cry